Hey, the sun's out. I got fresh air. I get to do some more activity outside. Hey, stay tuned and I'll share with you guys what I have been up to. Yep, I've been up to a lot. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hanson. I know a lot of you guys are, staying socially distanced from a lot of people, as is the recommendation from a lot of your governors, mayors, the president, and through a lot of countries. So not much to do but surf the YouTube. I'm glad you guys surfed to this channel and is watching this. So I hope you aren't disappointed in what you guys will find here and what I'm been up to on my homestead and how I'm learning how to homestead, among other things. There's a lot of things I'm doing. So I got a lot of projects going on. I work 2 more days and then I'm off for 21 days straight. I had originally planned to go to Europe, but that plan got canned, and so I'm just sticking close to the homestead because of this, the situation that's abounds right now throughout the planet. We're going to deal with it, try to stay safe, try to stay healthy. I'm taking supplements, and where our house is doing everything we can to stay on top of this and stay away from people who are coughing and just sick, so we don't get sick ourselves. And in the process, we're just taking steps in bolstering our immune system. So with that said, I got lots of things to do over the next 21 days. One is going to completely tear down this machine that was just given to me. It is a chipper shredder, making sure all the bearings are operational and then replacing that belt on that. Something else I need to work on and finish is finish putting this porch together. I still have the rails, the handrails coming down off the stairs, and then the strip to go across the top that comes in contact with the coach itself to keep rain from splashing through and kind of covering the deck surface. And building the new porch for this. That's the dryer. On Wednesday, I'm going to go ahead and install that dryer into the coach and take the other dryer out. And then also we're going to swap washers and see if I can't get that new part into the washer and get these sets fully functional. Because like I said, with travel permitting, we have out-of-state guests that we're going to be coming in, navigating out from another state and staying with us for about 3 weeks. And yeah, I want to get this place all functional and ready and comfortable for them when they get here. But I have been busy. I have been really busy on the homestead getting things done. If you remember, at the beginning of the year, I did a checklist of things I wanted to do. I wanted to finish projects I started, and I already touched up on a couple of those. I want to give everything a paint job, which, weather permitting, I'm going to go ahead and start painting all my outbuildings and getting the inside of the greenhouse done and getting it ready for growing greens. And then let me take you in the greenhouse and show you what it's looking like right now, because we've been planting and growing greens in there right now. Let's go in there. Whoa, okay, golly, it's a little warm in here. 104 degrees, 105, okay. We'll just leave the door open for a little bit, open up some windows. But look at the vegetables we've got growing in here. A lot of it has sprouted, And now it's, oh, we're going to try to get them hardened in and transplant them into the garden area. But man, they look wonderful. So, yeah, so in the last previous video I shot in the greenhouse, I was sharing with you guys some intentions I had of turning this worm bin into a temporary brooder, because I've got some chicks and turkeys and ducklings coming in. But when I was up repairing things up at the barn and the quack shack and the bunny bungalow, well, let me show you what I've been up to up there, and I'll show you what I discovered that I forgot about. Okay, number one, I did manage to completely repair the quack shack from the damage that the coyotes had done when they stole the turkeys. I do have baby turkeys coming in. They'll be coming in here in a couple of weeks. And I got some place set up for them in there. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But check out the quack shack. I had a roll of chicken wire, so I went ahead and put that up on the upper part of it. Previously, that was just protected by a plastic deer netting. And I still got to do some repair on the roof. But this is going to be for turkeys. Right now I have the 2 geese in there. There's a gander and a goose, because the gander has been picking on my lone duck. And that goose has been picking on one of my geese that's trying to set on her eggs and incubate them. So I lock them 2 in here. They're quarantined. And I tell you what, since the 2 troublemakers got put in here, the farmyard has been a lot more peaceful. Yep, that's what you do with the troublemakers. You put them in jail. So that goose right here in the weeds, she's on a clutch of about, oh, I think I saw about 16 eggs under her. And then in the doggy igloo, I put over another goose nest to give her some protection and shelter. That goose is sitting on about 21 eggs. So I'm going to have about 35, 36 goslings. But whoa. I'm not going to count my goslings before they're hatched. Nope. Let's go look at the barn. I'll show you guys what I've been doing up there. I had to come up here and clean out my medicine cabinet, because the mice and rats had gotten here and just made a mess, and they destroyed some things. So I had to get here and sanitize the things, clean it out, and then make a better locking system to keep those creatures from getting in here. So there's my system right here. And then I had to also repair my solar stuff, because for some reason something happened where it started malfunctioning. And I think it had something to do with down here at the battery, but I cleaned up the connections and plugged it back in, fixed some wiring up here, and now it's functioning the way it's supposed to, so I can have the lights on. We got a full 11.9 volts, 12 volts, so we're getting the voltage that we need as the sun goes down to charge the battery, and so I can have light up here during the nighttime, late hours, when I'm coming up to feed the animals. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to the video where I installed the solar powered system on the barn. It's a 300 watt 12 volt system I put on here with that charge controller which came with the system. So the primary reason I wanted to put solar on the barn is it's off grid, it's out here away from the house on my other solar package, and it gives me power, 12 volt lighting to be able to see what I'm doing up here in the barn, and also gives me an option to plug in a inverter to give me 110 volts to plug in a milking machine that I intend on building. I'll be ordering the components for that here probably next couple of months, and we'll see how that goes. When I'm on my staycation, I'll also be able to finish my fencing back here and get at least this whole cross fencing done across this 300-foot width of my property. Yeah. What are you hissing about? Okay, let me take you in here and I'll show you. Just minor, very minor improvements I did and repair I did. For one thing, I found a block of wood and I put it across the bottom here. That way it doesn't create a space for the skunks, the raccoons, and the coyotes to be able to get in there, because that's where they got in, was right under there. I still also plan to bring in a load of rock and lay it down on the base of this floor, and then spread some cement over the top of that, and that way it keeps things more controlled in here and keeps vectors out. But anyway, here is the brooder I set up for the turkeys. This is just a rabbit cage I got, an extra rabbit cage, and I just set it down here, and I'm going to put the turkeys in here. I have an extra waterer font and a feeder font. I'll be putting them in there. Now up here in this cage, I'm going to go ahead and put the ducklings and raise them up here. And this other thing, that green thing back there, that is the original brooder that I got for my chicks. I built that. I got to clean the lid up a little bit because it's been sitting in storage for a year. But anyway, I've got this light socket in here and a plug that I can put a little light in here and maintain the temperature in here to keep chicks warm. I really got to clean it out because, like I said, it was in storage. I think my turkeys will be here next week, and the ducklings and the geese will be here next month. No, the ducklings and the chickens will be here next month. Because I ordered, I think I ordered 2 roosters and 6 hens. And then for turkeys, that would be the Buff Orpingtons that I ordered. And then the ducklings, I ordered 2 drakes and 4 hens, 4 ducks. I think that's what I ordered. Yeah, because I ordered 6. And then the Naragansette turkeys, I ordered 2 toms and 4 jennies. So hopefully I'll have a little bit better luck this year at raising them. And then I've got my scare lights operational. I got the radio in the barn. Yeah, and then I can just make sure I keep my gun loaded and shoot those creatures when they come in. So another thing I got off my list of things to do already was we fixed the solar in the barn, and I just fixed the solar on this today because, again, something happened, malfunction anyway. I fixed the wiring, fixed the batteries, and it's fully operational now. And this is 3 batteries. It's got 3 100-watt solar panels, so I got 300 watts. And the batteries is enough power to run this inverter to power these scare lights all night long, because they're motion activated, and that way this system is off grid. So if the power grid goes down, which hopefully we'll be getting off the power grid this year, but anyway, these scare lights will be totally functional. And I got the inside of the bunny bungalow of the wiring in there fixed. So yeah, this is fixed. I just have to work on some maintenance in here, and then I'll be getting more rabbits back. I don't have any rabbits right now. I got rid of them because I just didn't want to deal with them through the winter months, and I wanted to get things set and prepared and get this thing modified, because the rabbit turd collection system, where I can just flush them right outside down the pipes, it wasn't enough to be able to accommodate the needs, so I just have to go for bigger pipes. And so I'm just going to modify this poop collection system. It's going to remain the same, except the diameter of the pipes are going bigger. And then these pipes, we're going to go ahead and utilize them, put caps on both ends, and fill them with dirt, and hang them from the ceiling in the greenhouse, and grow plants in those, like strawberries, hanging them from the ceiling. So that's the modifications and the repairs I've done on the bunny bungalow so far. those batteries and that inverter also is powerful enough to run that little air conditioner that I bought and installed in here to keep rabbits cool during the summer months. So this is the one where I also had to repair the fascia and the gutters because the snow load kind of tore everything apart. Another modification I'm looking for, I'm going to be adding to the attic, and that is the water cistern. And basically what I'm looking for is just a used ice chest, like a plastic ice cooler, because that'll keep the water from freezing in the winter months, and it also maintain a nice temperature of the water during the summer months. And just hook a valve and system off of that, and just run it, let it drip down into the rabbit areas to their little water nipples that they have. And then that's where I fill it, that little place right there. Another project I hope to at least partially complete over the next couple of weeks is getting the tank plumbed in. I'll worry about building the building around that later this year as revenue is provided, but for now I want to make sure I get that tank plumbed so we can start utilizing it, because I do have some repairs to also do to the generator, the standby generator. I've got to install that new little diode that blew, and I also got to have to solder that Nexus controller circuit board and get that repaired so I can get that up and running and functional. And then and of course finish installing my propane. Now the propane's the big propane tank, it's already installed. All I need to do is tap into the line with this new pressure gauge I got so I can pressure test the line when the inspector comes. And once I got it inspected, we can go ahead and get the tank filled from the gas company. We haven't gotten to that point yet. We're still running off these 25-gallon tanks. And then if I have enough time and money, I'm going to go ahead and paint all of my outbuildings, the roofs, if they need them, the outside of the buildings. I'm just going to make sure they all have a new coat of paint on them. I'm not changing the color thing. We're staying the same. And yeah, we'll just keep to that. I also want to make sure I move that bee barn that's storing all my beekeeping supplies to behind the beehives. I have one hive, the one closest this side, that is populated with a colony. They survived the winter. They seem to be doing great. I did order some new bees, another package of bees, and if they still have some available, I'm going to go ahead and order either 2 queens or at least one more package. And my buddy's going to drive down to Orland, California and pick the bees up. And they're going to be delivered, I believe, April 2nd is when the new bees come in. So we're going to have this already. And then I have to order a honey extractor, centrifuge, to extract the honey from the beehives, from the frames. So we're going to be doing a lot of beekeeping this year and increasing our bee honey production this year as well. So those are the projects that I've already completed, and these are a list of projects I plan on trying to finish in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because I have 21 days off and I plan to stay active since I'm not going anywhere. I would like to take a couple of day trips out and go do something that isn't around people, and I'll take you guys along with me and we'll do some filming. One of the places I can go is probably hike up to the Bigfoot trap, which is down in southern Oregon, up in the Applegate area. It's a nice little hike trail up there, and see if I can find something going on there. My son's been to it, but I'd like to go up there and do a couple more things. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, maybe even take a walk on the beach. One thing I can do is finish this fencing around the backyard. I've got all the fencing. I just have to buy 1, 2, 3, 4 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 4x4 posts and about 12 2x6x12s to no 2x4x12s, yeah, and some brackets. And we just get this cemented in, get it installed, and my fencing would be done in the backyard. So there's a lot for me to do to keep me busy in spite of the pandemic, and just hope I stay healthy and then help out my neighbors if they need it. Yeah, I think I got plenty on my itinerary to take care of. When you own a farm or a homestead, there's always something to do. Well, I'm your host, Jerry Hanson. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode. Just keeping you guys up on what I got going on around the homestead and what I have plans for well, through this hard times the country is going through right now, the world is going through. Just take it day by day and see how well things turn out. Hopefully they can keep it as sequestered as possible and minimize the destruction. Because I remember reading about the 1919 swine flu pandemic that spread all over the world and killed millions. And this is what they're so afraid of, because this disease is so infectious. And they're trying to keep that from turning into another swine flu pandemic, also known as the Spanish flu. Well, anyway, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, click that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. And please share my videos on your social media platforms. That helps out the channel. And we'll see you guys in another episode. Be safe, wash your hands, stay away from groups of people and coughers. All right? Bye-bye.